Okay guys, we are back outside again today. Our project today is to plant a small container garden. So why plant a container garden versus directly in the ground? Well, in my case, it's a combination of the planting season and where I live and the types of vegetables that I'm trying to grow. Speaking of that, let me run through the list of seeds that I'll be planting today, because you can keep that in mind as I talk about the reasons why I'm using a container garden for them. I will be planting sweet basil, parsley, because everyone loves parsley, come on. Beets, because they're good for you, and you can eat the greens too. And good old carrots, because everybody loves carrots, and we eat a lot of them here. So the carrots and beets in particular tend to grow deep, right? Especially the carrots. And in a container garden, I have the depth available to do that, and also and probably more importantly, is that the soil is much looser. So once the seeds germinate, they can grow quickly and deeply. So I can get nice long carrots versus like fat nubby ones that are just hard to deal with. And the beets will have plenty of room and space to grow. For the parsley and the basil, it's just more convenient to plant it in the container garden because it keeps them a little bit more contained than if I had planted them in the ground. So with that, we're going to get started. I have the container garden right here, and I'll show you that in just a bit. But my first step is to wet the soil a little bit and let that sit so that it's hydrated before I plant the seeds. Okay, I'm going to let that water sit for 5 or 10 minutes to hydrate the soil, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, my soil is sufficiently moist. I did have to come back, I think 4 times to add water and to mix it up to make sure that it was evenly hydrated. But it's pretty good now, and it's suitable for planting. I did reserve 2 trays of dirt, because what I'm actually going to do is put the seeds on top, and then because they're such a shallow plant, it's only about 1/4 of an inch, I'm just going to sprinkle the dirt on top rather than try to mix things in. It's just easier this way. So let's get to that. The order of planting is that I'm going to plant the beets and the parsley on either end, because those are the ones I want the least of, and then the basil and the carrots will be in the middle and have the bulk of the real estate. So let's get to that now. Growing up, both my parents, but especially my father's parents, my paternal grandparents, had a huge garden, and it was just, I think it fostered my love of vegetables. The vegetables were so good, and the carrots were always perfect. They were 1 foot long and grew straight down. Now, they lived on a farm, and they had a lot of cows and a lot of manure, and that's where their garden was. So man, did they have the ideal soil. And let me tell you about potatoes. Oh, best potatoes ever. So there's no way I'm going to replicate that, but I'm going to try to come as close as I can. So this is my take on it. And lastly, I have to label them. Okay, let's give them their nice little soil blanket. And I'm going about ½ inch, according to package directions. Trying to be even with the application. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I think what I'm going to do for now is keep it out on the rear deck here, which sees, you know, enough sun and it's still a little bit protected until they start to germinate. And then I'll probably move them to the front of the house, or maybe even by the garden small garden I've got planted on the side of the house. So we'll just see what happens with that. With that, thank you guys for joining me again today. This has been another one of those journeys for me that I really enjoyed, and I'm excited to see what happens. And you know, hopefully we get a bountiful harvest, but if we don't, my goal is to still learn something from it. So either way, it's a win-win for me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. There are a lot of projects posted there, both indoors and outdoors, that you can take a look at. And in particular, I'll link the gardening project I have on the side of the house in case you're interested in that. But there's lots more to look at. So take a look at the channel and enjoy. And with that, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on our next adventure.